And this is one kid's lunch. Raisin bagel, a pudding because it's Friday, fruit pouch, granola bar, pepperette, banana, and fruit to go, and yogurt too. And the other one is having the same, just different granola bar, and she's having her leftover strawberries and having an everything bagel with cream cheese. It's exam week, so I packed a bunch of little snacks. So I just went into my freezer and got some random food items that I need to use up. I know this weekend is going to be busy. My husband has to work and I'm one less kid this weekend, and the other one is babysitting for some of it. So I'm planning on doing a bunch of cooking. But with that, I took some things out that really needed to be eaten. This is frozen bananas that have been taken out of the skin, and I have a whole bunch more that are still in their skin, and they're even stuck to, those lunch packs. This is frozen donair meat from a donair kit, so I'm going to cook some of that up. There's a little breakfast sandwich thing I want to use up, as well as, I think these are pizza pockets, as well as a Jamaican patty. And there's some frozen steak, and I have no idea what those are, but they're like frozen, maybe chicken. The bells you're hearing were notifications on my phone, so I just put them silent. Apparently I have to get the jingle bells off. And then this is some cut up beef cubes that I'm going to make something with this weekend, unsure. And then this is a frozen container, of course, nicely labeled, not, of, I think that's pea soup. Yep, pea soup. And then this one I actually did label, and it's ground beef, onions, and peppers. So that's already cooked. So I'm going to do something with that, maybe a chili. We haven't had chili in a while. But that's my goal. What we're going to do for supper, with these bananas, I'm going to make a bunch of pancakes, I think, and then put those in the freezer. Because just throwing the bananas in is great sometimes when I have a plan, but I think it would be better if I made banana pancakes, threw them in the freezer, then I can take them out and feed the kids or whatever when they're hungry. They can just grab a couple. But I think tonight I'm going to use up the donair meat, and I'm going to heat up the steak. There's like 2 little minute steaks in there, as I have pita bread. And I'll think of something. But I'm going to cook these up so that they're in the oven toasted already, so that my husband can take them to work tomorrow, or have as leftovers with supper tonight. And I think we're going to have donairs and this pea soup and something else. Unsure. It's a pea or bean soup. I'm unsure. It has like ham pieces in it, so that's usually what I make with it. And usually I label it, but I think the label fell off in the freezer. But that's my goal. What actually happens is another story. As life happens, and this is life. So here is what I think is pea soup with ham that I'm going to heat up for supper, as well as these are little chicken and biscuits that were in the freezer, and some pizza pockets, which I think they are, and a Jamaican patty. I know that one's. And then here's the defrosted or semi-defrosted bananas that were in the freezer. There's a whole pile of them. I'm guessing, because some of them got really squished and I couldn't get the stuff out, so I'm guessing there's about 8 bananas in here. And I'm going to try and make the protein pancakes with bananas that was posted on the Frugal Family Food group this past week or so. I think it's just eggs and bananas. I'm going to mix up and pan fry them. I'm going to go and try and find the recipe and look for that. So I'm going to cook those ones up ahead for tomorrow. And then I'm going to heat up the steak and the donair meat. I have to cook that up, as those have been in the freezer for a while. I just opened up the bag and have that with, I think, pita bread or tortilla bread. I believe I still have. If not, I have some naan bread. So I'll figure something out. But that's my goal for supper tonight. That I'm going to let defrost some and do something with beef cubes tomorrow. And I have some ground beef that's already cooked that's defrosting, which I think I'll make chili. I'm unsure. I will double check with my husband and see what he's in the mood for ground meat wise. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make that recipe that was posted with its banana pancakes. And it's like 1 frozen banana, 2 tablespoons of oatmeal, and an egg. So I put 14 tablespoons of oatmeal because I have about 7 or 8 frozen bananas. And I'm just going to pulse because I want it to get that kind of floury. Okay. So I put 7 eggs in there, and then I'm going to put the still frozen bananas in there. There we go. And then put the food processor lid on. And I'm going to pulse. Ooh, looks good. And then I'll make some pancakes out of these. And I will cook these up, and I'll put them in a Ziploc baggie for the freezer. So I put a bit of coconut oil. I get this coconut oil from Freshco, 450 grams. Sometimes they're 500 grams. For under $3. It's usually $2.50 or $2.99. On a rare occasion, it used to be $3.99, but their prices went down. It doesn't taste like coconut. So, what is it? Just says 100% pure coconut oil. And it's really the cheapest coconut oil I could find. And it doesn't taste like coconut. So, not that that would really matter in pancakes, because banana coconut kind of tropical. But I'm going to try and cook these in coconut oil. Because I have some, I wanted to finish up this one because this one's been open for a while. And I have some that are already sealed. Well, as you can see, it's not really working out. I had to remove some of the dough to make it flatter because it wasn't really cooking, and they're not really rising. So I think I'm going to MacGyver the rest of this because I don't think anybody besides myself will eat those. They taste fine. They kind of taste like moist oatmeal cookie. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some baking soda and baking powder and some flour, I think, to help those thicken up some. So I just shook in some baking soda and baking powder, and then I'm just going to put some flour in and find a whisk. There we go. And try and stir that up. Maybe that will help salvage these. So maybe the recipe shouldn't have been doubled and stuff, but whoop, that was my plate. It didn't break. That was my plate to hold the pancakes when they came out. But I'll just gonna turn this up a little bit because it's I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. That's my wonderful measuring. I know what pancake mix is supposed to look like consistency-wise. I thought it was runny, but I was actually trying to follow recipes. So. Stirring that. So I've tasted a little bit, and they taste fine, but because they're sweet from the frozen bananas, but they keep on falling apart. So that's why I added some flour and some baking soda and baking powder. So I don't recommend that banana oatmeal egg recipe at all. I say stick with regular pancakes and throw bananas in, or make a mixture of the flour of oatmeal and flour. It's falling apart, but that's okay. I will eat this for supper, actually. I think I'll have some of this with some maple syrup. Because everything tastes better with maple syrup. But that's what happens when you follow some recipes. It sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Usually, the mistakes like this one can be salvageable, or they don't necessarily not taste well, but they'll just gotta take that off for a second. And I think I'll put, I finished off that last little bit of coconut oil and putting some butter. Now that that's done, I'm going to take try and make a big packet, thin it out some, and see how that is. Right, this tastes good, but I wouldn't say it's a pancake. This is starting to look a bit more like a pancake. Nice and fluffy. I think next time I'll put some oil with the butter, because the butter browns too quick, even though I have it on low. And that's the other side. Looks good. It's nice and fluffy. I'm going to take a little piece edge. And tastes like a pancake. So I'm going to make these and I'm going to freeze them. I'm currently eating that as part of my supper. So here I'm putting some oil in the pan, and I'm going to cook up the donair meat. This came in a box for $5 at the grocery store. It had the donair meat, had sauce, and it had some pita bread, I believe, in it. But I found that the donair meat, there was lots of it compared to the pita bread. So I only cooked up half and put the rest in the freezer. Now I'm cooking this up. There we go. And since this is ramen, I'm just going to go wash my hands. And this cooks up really fast since it's very thinly done meat. So donair meat is made with like ground beef and seasoned with some spices, and then it's made into usually a big huge log, and it's slowly roasted on a spit, and then you slice off things. What this looks like is it was done and made into slices, like sausage rounds. The smell is like yum, yum, yum. So I'd buy this again another time I have a hankering for donairs but don't want to spend the money. But since it's a Pantry challenge, and this has been in my freezer for I don't know how long, I decided to use this up. And then same with the steak. I know the minute steak was in there from the summertime. So beautifully cooked, thinly sliced. It's basically like minute steak. I know that this is minute steak from the summertime because I was making a lot of minute steaks and making steak sandwiches with them. So let's just do that in a split again. So we're just going to be basically heating those up a tiny little bit, and then they'll be ready for somebody to make a sandwich. As we have bread, we have naan, and we have tortillas and pita. And I think there might be a hamburger bun or so, a couple of them. And there we go. And there I just took 2 small red peppers that were in my fridge that were starting to go wrinkly, and put them in, and a purple onion sliced up so I can get some of this yummy meat flavored oily stuff to go with the donair and steak for sandwiches. So just gonna cook that up and let that simmer, and then that'll be it. So I've decided to make quesadillas with the donair meat and the steak, the onions and peppers, and I'm going to put some cheese that I shredded yesterday in my Cuisinart. Put that on top, and some salsa left over from yesterday. And then flip that over and pan fry that. And there's the soup that we're going to have with the quesadilla. And there is the done quesadilla. The quesadilla is a half Jamaican patty, pizza pocket, and chicken biscuit.